Good evening. My name is Mitchell Loring, and I'm a graduate student in Regional and Community Planning. I've had Huston Gibson as an instructor for several courses, but surprisingly not for World Cities, the class where he began using Twitter as a learning tool. I personally use Twitter frequently for educational purposes, as a way to connect with others in my profession to discuss planning issues here in Kansas and around the world. It is interesting that I began participating with Huston's World Cities Twitter account as an individual rather than a student, while I myself was studying abroad in South Africa. The message he is going to share with you is important to me because I firmly believe in how this technology can connect people in as wide of a range as from the neighborhood scale to the global scale. These interactions facilitate knowledge sharing and new ideas for students, enriching their educational experience. I hope other educators at Kansas State look to the example Huston has set and begin utilizing these powerful tools in their own disciplines. So without further ado, I hope you learn from and enjoy this presentation by Dr. Huston Gibson.
So what I have to talk about is pretty simple. I have a course with a Twitter account, and we use it. If you're interested, we have a hashtag, WorldCities415 is our hashtag. Previously, it was hashtag Plan415 at World Cities. That was a little too long, so we shortened it this year. And our handle is WorldCities415. So I'd like to thank Mitch for a couple reasons. One, for introducing me. Two, for the snazzy title that he helped come up with for tonight. And three, for participating from South Africa in the course, in the dialogue of the course from afar, even though he was never officially a student in the course, he has been a large contributor to it. The class is about cities, why they're important, the issues they face, the challenges, why people come together in cities, their relationship with the hinterland. And fortunate for me, there are a lot of people talking about these issues. There's a lot of people talking about cities. So going through and finding pictures or graphs or links to articles on the internet via Twitter is pretty abundant. And so I'm able to find these and then share them with the class, tweet them to the class follows, and the class receives. It reinforces ideas that we talk about in the class. It's amazing how many times, I teach the class right before lunch, and so many times at lunch I'll grab a sandwich and go back to my desk and I'm flipping. It's a good time to flip through Twitter, or maybe it's later that evening I'm flipping through, and to find a graph or an article or a picture or just a different way of phrasing something that's exactly what we talked about in class that day, and being able to then re-share it with the class and say, see, someone else is talking about it, and this is the spin that they've put on it, or this is the angle to reinforce that idea. It's also a way to continue conversations. We are fortunate to be in a community where there's a lot of people from a lot of places. So in a course about World Cities, we have the opportunity to bring them into the course and do a guest lecture. And as you might expect in a guest lecture, there's always the 4 or 5 minute Q&A session at the end. Twitter allows this to continue on beyond that. While this could be done out in the hallway or this could be done via email, the difference with Twitter is anyone who is interested can observe, or if they so choose, participate in that conversation. And this is an example of a guest lecturer and a student having a conversation much longer after the class ended. It's a two-way street as well. Just as I am flipping through and finding items on the internet that are interesting to share with the class, students are doing the same thing. And they can say, oh, that's what we were talking about, and I'm going to share this with the class. And then if a classmate is interested, they can click on it and dig deeper, or they don't have to. It's a short way. The brevity of the titles of the tweets make it easy to go through. And here's a good example for establishing new connections, reaching new people. Just a few weeks ago, Austin in the class, he tweeted about the streetcar planning in Kansas City. The Kansas City Light Rail Twitter account saw this tweet, retweeted it to all of their followers. Someone who was following the Kansas City Light Rail, who is not enrolled in the course, and as far as I know, not enrolled in K-State, then replied to Austin, and they started having a conversation about a topic on something that they have in common, a topic that we had been talking about in class. So it's a way to make new connections. As well, last summer, I had the opportunity to be abroad, and I met a faculty member and teaches a course that's very similar in Milan at her university. And I told her about the Twitter idea, and she said, oh, that's really neat. I teach a similar course. I should set that up too, and so she has. And so we are flipping articles and flipping ideas and flipping pictures and flipping graphs back and forth between her students in Milan and my students in Manhattan. And we've also been talking with faculty in other countries and other states as well who are doing similar things. So it's a really quick, easy way to exchange dialogue and information. And it's a way to capture what's hot. It's a way to make class current and make it relevant, make it about something that happened last night in Kansas City at a public meeting, or make it something about that's happening today as we speak. I encourage live tweeting. I encourage students to be on their phone in class, which is slightly different. So follow us.